guys, don't forget I am giving away a Taken King PlayStation 4 bundle to one random lucky subscriber on September 15th, the day it releases. So make sure you check out the other video on my channel for more info on that giveaway. And without further ado, guys, here's the video you came to see. Yo, what is up, Guardians? Blitzfire911 here, back with another Taken King video for you today. And today I'm going to be covering everything that I know for a fact that is coming out in the Taken King, or changes that are being made. I've tried not to include any speculation, but if you guys do happen to catch anything I post that I say that is speculation, let me know so I can edit it out for a future video and don't give you guys incorrect information, as I hate to do that. So without further ado, here is basically a summary of everything we know for sure that is changing in the Taken King. Most of it is pretty freaking awesome. So here we go. First off, I've said in another video, Nolan North is now going to be the voice of our new Ghost from everything, including the vanilla story through the Taken King. So he's re-recording everything, which is freaking awesome. Now, they are reorganizing the original story so that it is understandable. So when the new one comes out, I'm probably going to delete one of my characters and just replay the entire story just for the fun of it. Because I have 2 male exos, so that might be a good thing to do. So evidently now there will also be objects in the environment that we can scan, and the Ghost will explain the lore to us, basically like in-game Grimoire. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to work. I'm so excited for in-game Grimoire, because the Grimoire in this game is awesome. The lore is amazing, and they don't include it in the story up until the Taken King. The Taken King is going to be highly focused on story, which is awesome. Now, as I said in my other video, leveling is now going to be based on XP, not the light level on your gear. They're getting rid of the light level. So I've already gone over that. That's awesome. And with the Taken King now, there's going to be a dedicated cinematic called I Head Back to Earth, involving the Vanguard leaders, and it offers more character development than all of the base game's storyline put together. So that's awesome. We're going to get some story behind the Vanguard, which sounds awesome to me. I love story games. So I'm really anxious to see that in this game. So the Taken King resets the system in favor of a more unified passage from one level to the new cap of 40. Experience points for missions, bounties, and enemies now contribute directly to progression even after level 20. As I said, there's no light, so everything is XP based, as I said in my other video, which is awesome. So, weapons, armor, class items, and even your ghost shell all offer perk customizations, as well as increased power and for your hero. So that's cool. It's I've seen the cloaks and the bonds and all that stuff actually have perks now on them, which is amazing. Some of them actually look really good. So that's awesome. So white, this says white, greens, and blues will be more relevant. It's talking about gear. I'm reading my notes here, because we can get everything up to the max level. Now it'll still have lower defense and stuff, but that's awesome that we can get a white gear up to the level cap of 40 with just some XP. So that's cool. Being able to, if you find a piece of gear you really like how it looks, you can go ahead and max it out. Hopefully they have yet to mention anything more for storage, so you know, I would hope we're getting a storage upgrade, and I think Bungie's smart enough to include that, or know they're gonna have a riot on their hands. So that's cool that those are gonna be relevant. Now, one of the coolest things I've seen, one of the things that's gone under the radar that I haven't really seen many places, but intellect, discipline, and strength will be getting, or are supposed to be getting, values that display the direct cooldown time in seconds instead of a percentage of effectiveness. So no more 100% intellect cooldown. It'll say 20 seconds or 23 seconds or 26 seconds. So that's cool. That's awesome. I feel Destiny needs more stats that we can interpret like this. So that is one of the things I am most looking forward to. And as we all know, they will now have emotes in the game that we can equip, so for a little bit more variety in our characters. Now, I personally can't wait for the slow clap, so I can slow clap the next time one of my friends jumps off a cliff. So, but that will be equipable right below the emblem section in our inventory. So that's cool. Now, this one is a tricky one. I'm not sure if it was 100% a fact or not, but it says Gunsmith and Cryptarch could have their own missions. So it sounds awesome that they might have some little quests we can do for stuff for them. So I'm excited for that. Now, all the subclasses are getting a dedicated quest line to match the new. It's for the new subclasses, that the 3 new ones that are coming out, one for each character. They're all going to have their own quest line, which I would assume be like, you know, you discovered this power, go learn how to use it kind of thing. So that's cool. Something I expected. Not a big shocker there. All right. Now, the gunsmith, one of the most useless characters in the game, will actually have his own reputation in The Taken King. He will feature prototype weapons that will have bounties built in. You gain enough reputation and you'll unlock Arms Day, is what I've seen it called. You can buy a legendary weapon from him, and on Arms Day, I guess that'll be like a day of the week, maybe a Thursday or a reset day or something. It will be delivered to the tower with random perks. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm excited to see how that's gonna work. So actually bring some fun to the gunsmith instead of him just sitting back in the corner selling heavy ammo if you run out before Zerg gets back. So next up, we have the Crucible and Vanguard marks will be combined into legendary marks. So that's cool, but not. I don't see those being used anymore. But that's cool. So we'll see what legendary marks are going to be useful. I'm not so sure what that is. I've just seen it mentioned several times, so I thought I'd include it. So next up, this is one of my personal favorites. Plasteel plating, Hadronic Essence, and Sapphire Wire are all getting combined into armor materials, so we don't have to separate them between our characters. Now, I personally have never had a problem with having enough of those or even weapon parts. I've got like 6,000 weapon parts and way more armor materials, so that's cool that they're combining them. I like to have less materials in my inventory, so the less materials, the better, in my opinion. I hate having millions and millions of different things in my freaking vault. So next up, you will no longer have to wear faction class items. You simply pick an allegiance to one faction at a time, and you can also be able to turn in motes and everything like that in for rep for your class. So that's pretty cool. Maybe help me get my dead orbit a little faster and in some style. I can wear whatever cloak I want to wear, because the cloaks that the guy up the speaker fucker he sells, I'm excited to finally get to wear those. I've had them for so long and I never wear them because I'm not ranking up Vanguard. I'm trying to rank up Dead Orbit and get Revenant, so that's cool. The new terminal near the Outfitter, that's the lady down by the speaker that sells emblems and shit, she will have an inventory of shaders that you required. It'll also show you emblems, so anything you've acquired in the game, it looks like it will be there for you to just pick up. Kind of like the special item vendor. So I'm super excited about that, being able to have all this stuff without taking up any vault space. So that's cool. Now, as far as new exotics go, from what I can tell, there's going to be at least a dozen new exotic weapons, if not more, and around 6 exotic armor pieces per class. So 6 Titan, 6 Warlock, and 6 Hunter exotic pieces of armor. So that's pretty cool. I hope they have some good perks. I really hope they give the Titan something better for PvP. That's what I'm really hoping. So we'll see how that goes. But that's up to Bungie. So you can change the weapon displayed on your person by hitting triangle in the social space. So that's pretty cool. That's a little cosmetic change that they didn't have to do, but that's cool. I'd like to have my sniper or something on my back, something to show off. If I got the Hawk Moon, I can put it on my side, whatever. So now with the new exotics, it's from what I've seen in a few videos, each exotic will now have a perk available immediately, and it looks like it's going to be a useful perk, not just a crappy perk. So that's cool that when you get an exotic, it's not worthless. It actually comes with something unlocked. So that's exciting. And the new Crucible maps, you should know by now, have built-in mechanics that we've seen a lot of video of. There's one that has like a gravity or portal or something. It shoots you across the giant valley in the middle of the map, and you land on the other side. The Crucible map is divided in half, and you can shoot while you're launching and stuff. And there's other stuff like that. It's cool. One of them is actually not in the tower, but in a abandoned tower on Earth, and that map's pretty cool. We've seen some Rift gameplay on that, so that's cool. Now, this next one, I've seen a few videos, but I'm not 100% sure if this is going to happen, but it looks like it's there. It looks like a fact more than a assumption. So they're saying there's going to be a new control game type where kills do not add to the score. It's strictly capturing the zones. Now, I haven't seen anything from Bungie about this, but I've seen this in several places, so look forward to that. Now, the Crucible is going to have more quest lines, and the Crucible is also going to be more story driven. So we're actually going to get some lore to the Crucible. It's not just going to be go and shoot people in the face. So that's cool. I like that. And the Crucible bounties will be more fair. and balanced. They'll no longer like we're not gonna get a salvage bounty on a day where there's no salvage, or stuff like that. We're not gonna get bounties that can't be played. So another thing I've seen is there will be 5 weekly Crucible bounties upon completion of 6 bounty will be completed. Its completion, you will see a legendary and exotic reward. So that's pretty cool. If you do all the weekly bounties, you'll get a good reward. So something kind of like the Nightfall, but for Crucible. So I'm excited about that. Actually give us a reason to play Crucible other than the trials of Lag Cyrus. So I'm excited for that. That'll be cool. And another thing about the Crucible that I'm super excited about is they are redoing the matchmaking for like a true matchmaking. So we'll actually be matched up with people or similar to our own skill, instead of being matched against the number 3 person in the world when you're just a average Crucible player and getting destroyed. I hate that, especially in trials. So I'm excited for that. That's one of the things I'm really, really excited about. So, in story missions, it looks like we're going to be seeing those same beacons we see in Patrol. So we might be able to do little side missions within story. So that's a cool little thing. And there's going to be, I think, 4 new strikes, and 3 of the older strikes will be reimagined and changed a little bit with Taken in there. And I know one of those 2 of those are the exclusive PlayStation strikes. So if you're on Xbox, you're actually getting 6 new strikes, which is awesome. And that leads me to the thing about the timed exclusives, which I hate, because you know what? I would love to run Undying Mind and Dust Palace as Nightfalls, but we can't because they're not on Xbox. So I'm a PlayStation player, but I wish there were no timed exclusives. I wish Xbox had this stuff. That way we could use it for Nightfalls and stuff, and they could get to enjoy it, because the Undying Mind is actually my favorite strike. It's fun. It's a little different. And speaking about strikes will finally have raid-like mechanics. Now, I've seen one where there's this big thing in the middle of the room. It's the big enemy, shoots at you, whatnot. But there's generators around them, or little boxes that you have to grab this ball that you run slow with, put it in the box to take the guy's shield down, and then you can shoot him. And I'm sure there's more mechanics than that, but that was just what I could notice from the video, which is pretty cool. So get some actual mechanics in a strike fight instead of just running up and shooting the guy in the face. So that's cool. And the strikes will also have multiple narrations and fights that change every time you do them, to breathe some life into strikes instead of making it the same thing over and over and over. So the Nightfall, even if it's the same level, could be different 2 different weeks, which is pretty freaking sweet. I'm excited about that. So that's pretty much all I've got in this list. Big shout out to Derek on my Facebook page, Derek Hero. He posted some of this stuff for me, and he did a really good job of getting a nice, concise report of everything that has come out that's not speculation. So big shout out to him, and thank you to him. And I hope you guys liked the video. And as always, if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe for future content. Peace.